Schedules of reinforcement. In 1957, a revolutionary book for the field of behavioral science was published, Schedules of Reinforcement by Forster and Skinner. Schedules of reinforcement are the precise rules that are used to present reinforcers following a specified operant behavior. These rules are defined in terms of the time or the number of responses. A schedule of reinforcement is a protocol or set of rules that a teacher will follow when delivering reinforcers, such as tokens when using a token economy. There are two categories of reinforcement schedule. Continuous schedule of reinforcement. A continuous schedule of reinforcement occurs when reinforcement is delivered after every single target behavior. Within an educational setting, a CRF would mean that the teacher would deliver reinforcement after every correct response from their student. Intermittent schedule of reinforcement. Intermittent schedule of reinforcement, INT, means reinforcement is delivered after some behaviors or responses but never after each one. There are four basic types of intermittent schedules of reinforcement, and these are: fixed ratio, fixed interval, variable ratio, variable interval. Fixed ratio schedule. A fixed ratio schedule of reinforcement means that reinforcement should be delivered after a constant or fixed number of correct responses. For example, a fixed ratio schedule of 2 means reinforcement is delivered after every 2 correct responses. Variable ratio schedule. When using a variable ratio schedule of reinforcement, the delivery of reinforcement will vary but must average out at a specific number. For example, a teacher following a variable ratio schedule of reinforcement might give reinforcement after 1 correct response, then after 3 more correct responses, then 2 more, then 1 more, and finally after 3 more correct responses. Overall, there were a total of 10 correct responses. Reinforcement was delivered 5 times, and so reinforcement was delivered for every 2 correct responses on average. Fixed interval schedule. A fixed interval schedule means that reinforcement becomes available after a specific period of time. For example, FI2 would mean reinforcement becomes available after 2 minutes has passed, and FI20 means 20 minutes must pass, and so on. Variable interval schedule. The variable interval schedule of reinforcement means the time periods that must pass before reinforcement becomes available will vary but must average out at a specific time interval. Following a VI3 schedule of reinforcement, a teacher could make reinforcement available after 2 minutes, then 5 minutes, then 3 minutes, then 4 minutes, and finally 1 minute. In this example, reinforcement became available 5 times over a total interval period of 15 minutes. On average. Then, 3 minutes had to pass before reinforcement became available. Extinction of responses. Reinforced at different schedules. Resistance to extinction refers to how long a behavior continues to be displayed even after it is no longer being reinforced. A response high in resistance to extinction will take a longer time to become completely extinct. The variable ratio schedule is more resistant to extinction than the fixed ratio schedule. The variable interval schedule is more resistant to extinction than the fixed interval schedule as long as the average intervals are similar. Out of the 4 types of partial reinforcement schedules, the variable ratio is the schedule most resistant to extinction. This can help to explain addiction to gambling. Even as gamblers may not receive reinforcers after a high number of responses, they remain hopeful that they will be reinforced soon.